Yo, what's up, Red Faction? Today we are going to be doing some reading of This Week in Destiny. So get ready for it. So, This Week in Destiny, happy Twids Day, Guardian. That's so weird to say. Twid. Where Twid? Well, here it is. 7/13/2023. Happy Twids Day, Guardians. This Week in Destiny, we have a save the date, a mid-season preview with some Crucible information, the winner of our Wither Horde community vote, and more. Let's get started. There's some of the stuff we talked about last week, and then some new stuff. So they did some stuff for the Bungie Day info. They shared the important cutscene that if you haven't done yet from the mission from the week prior, so 2 weeks ago, be sure to do that. Some tuning previews, the final Iron Banner. So the final Iron Banner is going on this week right now. And on Saturday, the Purple Faction gets to experience my Iron Banner shenanigans. New exotic fish pins in a Wither Horde ornament voting. Got to vote for the Wither Horde. We got a selection of 3 different Wither Hordes, and the one I voted for is probably the one that got the least. Because I saw Gambit coin and thought, yes, now, please. This week, though, the Bungie Day Giving Festival information, the mid-season preview, now with some Crucible updates. Yeah, because I've been seeing a lot of there's been a lot of talk recently in the Destiny community about PvP and how the PvP community feels about things versus how the other parts of the community feel about things. And I've seen different reactions from different sides and people talking about it. The one thing I'll say in regards to PvP is a good part of Destiny. I think 90% of the player base plays PvE because 90% of the game is PvE. We have patrols, we have dungeons, we have strikes, we have raids, we have a majority of the community is in the PvE side of things. About 8% of the community is in PvP. I mean, we have comp, we have a Crucible lab that's countdown, we have the normal rotator, we have trials that comes on mostly every week except when Iron Banner is available. There's the Rumble feature. There's private matches. There's a party-esque game mode that has things like Showdown and or not Showdown because they don't want you playing Showdown. There's momentum control. There's mayhem. There's team scorch. There's other things they throw in there, and then you have the control that when Iron Banner is around, it takes over control. Clash is sometimes in the like relentless rotator along with like supremacy and some of their other modes. That's 8% of the community, and then about the final 2% of the community is the Gambit community, and you already know how I feel about with things in regards to Gambit. Gambit Overlord, mind you. So there you go. To me, to have a constant talk about this and have some people say, well, it doesn't really even matter what they say because they're only ever going to do is complain. But there's a valid reason for the complaints, and I think some of the best, the one of the best people to look at for a a reasoning behind it is if you watch True Vanguard's latest video, he talks about a lot of points on PvP, and saying things that they could do. I did the same thing when I did the State of Gambit. I even highlighted points about me talking about it, but that's where it ends. It's up to Bungie now at this point to kind of go here. But it's nice to see that now again for another week. We're probably not going to have anything to discuss about Gambit because why? Um, Season 21 exotic info. Solstice begins. The Fishing Derby winners, player support report, art, and movie of the week. Showcase, save the date, and hung jury reminders. So, Bungie Day of Giving, you know, all this, a statue of the Witch Queen. But now let's get into kind of the big thing that is going to be kind of talked about. So mid-season Crucible update. It's not quite time for the mid-season update. That's coming on the 18th. But we have two patch notes that we managed to sneak away with. Um, they fixed a few of the out of bounds spots in various maps, namely out of bounds spawns like on Convergence. I think it's Convergence. I might be wrong. The PvP maps all blend together at one point. But there are some out of bounds spots that kind of don't make sense, so they fixed some of them. Whisper of Change, reduce the damage reduction in PvP from 15 to 5. Speaking of Crucible, let's hear from the weapons team to see what we have coming. Hey Crucible fans, following on our Lightfall Crucible blog a few months ago, we have a few updates around the season 21 mid-season update. Back when we launched Season of the Deep, we made a couple tuning changes to Crucible that missed the patch notes. Many of you have called out the respawning changes. We have some additional changes coming soon, but the second change has gone mostly undocumented upon, and we wanted to let you know what has changed. So, respawning changes. We made a number of adjustments to control and clash respawn logic. All Crucible respawn points are evaluated by a number of factors: proximity and sightline of enemy players and owned objectives, as well as proximity to friendly players and owned objectives. Previously in Control and many other objective-based modes, it was strongly weighted friendly objectives, good, and enemy sightline proximity, bad. With the goal of helping players get back into action quicker on some of the larger maps and reduce the I usually spawn in the backfield feeling in clash style modes, we reduced the importance of friendly objectives and enemy sightlines, and increased the importance of friendly players. Ideally, players would spawn near friendly players, but safely. In testing, this seemed to work well on various maps, but it's hard to replicate the chaos of a real 6v6 match. As many players have noticed, we turned the influence of enemy player sightlines down too far. This causes a number of problems that many players reported. You can often spawn in the middle of a firefight, or spawn trapping is easier on many maps. This also led to a sharp increase in the number of matches ending in a mercy. In the first hotfix after the mid-season patch coming next week, we're going to increase the influence of enemy player sightlines and proximity back to where it was before. Ideally, we keep some of the benefits like spawning near active engagements without the downsides of spawning in the middle of a fight. We will keep an eye on feedback and analytics in the coming weeks to continue to adjust as needed. So this is a point that I kind of want to touch on. And I saw this happen in in um, in competitive. Um, my team was fighting, and there was the enemy team. I got knocked, and instead of spawning near my team for I think it was survival or showdown, one of the two, it didn't spawn me near them. It spawned me way on the other side of the map. And I had to book it. And the problem with that is, even though I was using Strand, I wasn't using the grapple because I was using the threadling build that, again, I got from TV. And I just made my own little adjustments with how my playstyle is and everything, which it seems to help. I've really been enjoying it. So TV, thank you for that. I know we're talking about TV, like twice now, but okay. But thank you for that. It was very good. So that's kind of a little point I wanted to bring in, since we're talking about respawning. Competitive division matchmaking. The other major change we implemented in Season of the Deep was an adjustment to how we place players in competitive division matches. Previously, as discussed in the blog post, you can click here if you want to go there, we match players purely based on their skill, and throw the amount of division points won and lost based on how far or above your skill was from your target skill. While pure skill-based matchmaking may produce fairest matches for players, it also diminishes the experience of climbing the rank ladder. A player who just completed their placement series shouldn't immediately face against the highest or lowest ranked players, regardless of their skills. Thus, in Season 21, competitive 3v3 matchmaking MMR is calculated based on both rank and skill, with the goal of being to improve the ladder climbing experience while maintaining competitive integrity and match fairness. So if you are near your target skill, you will match at your rank rather than your skill. We limit how far above or below the target skill you match. So if your skill marks as an Ascendant player, for example, you will never be considered below Adept, no matter what your current rank is. Same goes if you are above your target skill. You will never be considered one major rank above your target skill. A few changes we're considering for future seasons: adjusting the ranking, skill limiting, so that it doesn't limit you at all if you are above your target skill. Loosening up the division points throttling we do if you are too far above or below your target skill. Um, I don't know. To me, that just feels like a competitive heavy matchmaking rating is something that I experienced a lot when I was playing Overwatch. Um, you know, and it felt like it hurt my games when I was playing because the matchmaking. So, I was just into diamond, and there would be matches I would get when I was like like a couple hundred under. It would match me, against diamond players. I played against plats. There were golds in some of my games when I shouldn't even have that. When I have people who are also high in plat and a diamond player, and there's me who's like in that ranking. I felt like I got hurt because the matchmaking rating didn't properly adjust itself. I think that's going to happen when you have. It's less going to happen to the solo player, and it's more going to happen to the people that are playing with other players. So, like, if you have, let's say there's me and two other people. So there's me, who is. I'm in like. I think I'm in the middle of my placement series for the next rank. So basically going to gold 3. For me, that feels. I felt like my silver matches were unfairly balanced. It felt like I was playing against players that I should be playing against, but I wasn't playing with players I should be playing with. You understand what I'm kind of saying? And that kind of also that same feeling goes into with trials. Is I'm about your average player. I'm not getting we rans and 7th columns every freaking match. Like I've gotten one we ran. That was like once. That was like last season during Season of Defiance. That's the only one I've ever gotten. But I feel that um, the players that will get that more often and more frequent. In trials, I feel like I play against those players more because they're the ones that can walk into a 3v1 as the one and walk away from it. They'll take out two of the players and then they'll just melt the last person. And then the other two are just kind of there like, yeah, we put a couple bullets into them just to kind of help. Like, that's the kind of feeling I'm getting. So having this, I hope with what they do correlates better than what it did in Overwatch. And I hope it does better than it does in Trials. But that's my opinion on it. And I already see this next one, and I'm kind of hating it already. Dynamic skill ranges. Finally, we have a quick update on a feature we discussed in the 12 while back. Dynamic skill ranges. This is a feature designed to equalize matchmaking pools during low population times or in low population skill brackets. We built this feature back in Season 19, but there were some issues preventing us from turning it on and getting a good data. We finally found a window to turn it on at the start of Iron Banner a few weeks ago, and properly broke all matchmaking, so we immediately turned it off. We're fixing bugs and are doing another round of testing, but are hoping to redeploy in the future season. That's all for now, and stay tuned in the coming weeks. We have some exciting reveals before Season 22. Yeah, no. Because here's the problem when they look at dynamic skill, when they do like skill ranges, is you're looking at the player's own unique skill. A player like myself, who, yes, recently I've been using a shotgun because snipers have been like absolutely crap, and Bungie wants to throttle my flinch to absurd amounts and nerf my ability to flinch. So I just kind of go, well, fuck you, shotgun. Um, that's kind of something I'm going to say. a great sniper who's great with it and great with their other weapon will be in the skill bracket, and then someone who is like a hand cannon shotgun user is also in that skill bracket. The skill between those two doesn't correlate. It really doesn't. That's all. That's what I'll say on that. The Wither Horde winner is this one, and it looks terrible. I don't like it. I'll say I do not like this one. I like the other one. Um. So Wicked implements Catalyst. If you're one of the Guardians running around with your Wicked implement glued to your side, we have some information for you regarding the Catalyst. While designing Catalyst, our team aren't there to create something that you need to get, but something to entice you to let your weapon achieve its fullest potential. So with that, let's get some info from the weapon team themselves. The weapon team. The main thing we want to facilitate is getting you into the rhythm with your precision kills. Refilling the magazine when collecting a shard accomplishes that, letting you continue to aim down sights to chain precision damage, but adding mag overflow with the catalyst lets you extend that even further, especially when picking off red bars in between damaging stronger targets and collecting the shards when they return to you. Being able to potentially slow targets with the primary weapon in PvP neutral game is already kind of spicy, which is why we tuned the perk so a single target would be either dead or close to it by the time you start slowing them. If you switch targets when numbered, however, the perk works with any stasis start though, so if you're running a stasis subclass, you rarely have to reload. We're also heard feedback on the base weapon and have a few buffs go on the way. Among other things, we were cautious with the timing window for creeping attrition, but we're looking at adjusting in the future. Keep an eye out for that. So, I don't have it yet. Um, I don't know if I want it. Um, namely because I don't feel that I'm going to like it as much because I'm not a scout rifle guy. Pulses, autos, sidearms, shotgun snipers, rocket launchers, LMGs. That's like my preferred. Um, so getting another scout rifle to me just kind of feels. Solstice starts next week. Next week we have Solstice coming back. Team up with others, gather those silver leaves, and celebrate with sweet Eva Levante. It is a party after all. Is this your first solstice? Every year we get together and celebrate our achievements, what civilization will become, and how we will get there. After chatting with our favorite grandma, Eva Levante, you will head over to the EAZ again and fight against waves of enemies and earn rewards and the silver leaves. But there's more to it, but that's the TLDR. Get ready to get out there, Guardians. Before the event starts, we want to give you a quick refresher on basics of how armor upgrading works in Solstice and tell you a bit about upcoming changes to Solstice and some buffs we created. Last year, we streamlined the armor upgrade process for all classes. This year, we worked on the enemy sensitivity and overall difficulty of the Bonfire Bash. You'll find out that you must work harder to light the bonfire. We're also implementing 2 buffs to mix it up even further. Sorry, I had to refresh myself. I just spent like the last 18 minutes talking, so mouth is kind of dry. Fire Bond. This buff is only available in Bonfire Bash. When close to a fire team member, gain increased recovery and super regeneration. Yeah, Swarmers is going to be cracked. Flare. This buff is available in Bonfire Bash and in Vanguard Ops. Rapidly defeat enemies to unleash a wave of paracausal fire around you, dealing damage to nearby combatants. So anything that can kill quick is going to be very good for clear multiple adds. So fusions, submachine guns, sidearms, auto rifles, grenade launchers, rocket launchers. During Solstice, you can chase down a desired role for your armor. Looking for 100 discipline for the best grenade builds? Or in just need of some recovery for better survivability in the Crucible? If you ever want to fine-tune, Solstice is your time to shine. Yeah, unfortunately though, you lose out on that because the stat rolls are probably going to be garbage for the first day. Upgrading your Solstice armor requires you finding and spending silver leaves, silver ash, and kindling. Here's how to get them. Silver leaves can be earned by completing any activity throughout the game. Silver ash. Transform silver leaves into silver ash by completing the bonfire bash activity. Spend silver ash to reroll armor stats at the armor mod screen. Kindling. Earn kindling by completing solstice event challenges. Spend kindling to upgrade your armor stat roll potential. Each piece of armor can be upgraded 3 times for 3 tiers. Remember, you need to do this once per armor slot. Every time you upgrade a piece of solstice armor, it is permanent and shared across all solstice pieces for that armor slot. So if you upgrade a helmet all the way to tier 3, every solstice armor currently in your inventory and any feature will have access to the tier 3 stat rerolls. The new solstice armor features both free and paid glows like previous years, and just like last year, fully upgraded piece of armor with kindling will cause it to glow. Without further ado, here's the new looks. Here's the warlocks. Again, why is it always void? I guess just because the void subclass. I won't say I hate this. I don't mind like this look to it. The bond just looks like a generic one. The gloves, why is it that with every warlock gloves, right? There's that one that has like the actual armor piece, and the other one is just kind of there. I don't like how the helmet is, so probably won't like that. Here's the hunter. Yep, they're using strand. Can you show off the warlock one and not have it be like one of the other ones? Here's the hunter. Kind of a more slimmed down version. Helmet, not terrible. Cloak, I mean, I do kind of like the glow parts in the background. Can't really see the gloves. And here's the Titan. I don't mind the chest. Again, like the chest piece design is cool. The gloves here kind of fit. Helmet is, meh. And here's a preview of the first ever Shrine rocket launcher. So, bad omens but green. Or what's the other ones? Hold on. We're gonna go through this. What other ones look just like that? So let's see what we got. I feel like Ascendancy kind of has that look. I know Bad Omens has it. Yeah. Bad Omens, but green. That's that gun. Tournament results. Here are the winners for yeah, hey, have fun. Player support, emblem ownership, some known errors. Due to an issue, we have temporarily deserted the utility kickstart armor mod. Child of the Old Gods is not providing ability and health as expected. Defeating the unstoppable too quickly in the moon battleground would cause you to miss tokens and earn a less reward. Memories are not centered when being viewed. Some players are unable to acquire new Iron Banner Trials of Osiris rewards. Yay. Brave sisters and a Kinney Guardian walk into the tower. Some art. Also, alright Guardians, that's it for this week's pub. Well, almost. 2 more things. We want to remind you that this is the last week to get the Hung Jury in rotation for the Nightfall. Dead Orbit sure did know what they were doing when they made this weapon, so make sure you snag one. So, Hung Jury is going away after this season. Great. I know I gotta do Monday. And isn't it, oh, and it's corrupted. Gross. Why, Bungie? Why? And second, it's getting closer. The Destiny 2 showcase will be here, and before you know it, we'll be here before you know it. Whatever. Be sure to tune in on Twitch or YouTube. August 22nd at 9 p.m. Pacific time. So that's 11 for me. Yeah, 11. And that's a Tuesday. Always a fucking Tuesday. You do a showcase on a Monday? Like, that'd be great. Like, I wouldn't care if you show the before, get people excited going into the season. Not, okay guys, we got new season coming, the showcase, here's everything. And then you're just like, oh my god, I'm so excited. And then you get in there and you're sitting there for like 2 hours trying to get in. Well, that'll be it for this week. We're 5 Tuesdays away from season 22, so plenty of time to wrap up any titles, triumphs, or shenanigans you want to finish for the season. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves, and we'll see you next week, pals. Stay crafty, Sam. Okay, so kind of a brief oversight of everything, real quick, because this is probably gonna be like half hours. This is the longest twid I've probably done in a while. Um, the one of the big points I think from this is the mid-season Crucible update that we're going to be getting kind of next week. Um, to me, I enjoy the fact that PvP is getting more of a look at. I just hope all these changes get implemented better. That's gross. Don't care. Okay, cool. Good job. Yeah. Literally, that's what I could have done. This video would be like way shorter if I just did that. I thought I'd read it to you guys because I know how much you love when I read. But a couple points to make. Some things I kind of want to see. I think PVE is in a great spot. Do some minor adjustments and everything. PvP, you're constantly going to be working at it. You're constantly going to get harassed for it. So best of luck. And I'm not even going to mention the third thing because I know it won't happen. I know people say, well, you speak that into existence. Well, with the track record that we've been seeing when it comes to that, can you blame me? Can you, really? But with that being said, Red Faction, that is it for me today. I will see you guys on Sunday. We are going to be doing trials. Not trials. Iron Banner. I want to say trials, but I can't. Because, we have to have Iron Banner. You could have done that, like, during Solstice. Like, a week before the end of the season. Or, like, 2 weeks before the end of the season, just so you can go in there and get it and be done. Could have waited. Great. But yeah, Red Faction, have fun. Purple Faction, I'll see you Sunday. Be sure to check out for any updates on my Twitter. I do have a Discord, but it's kind of not crazy. Also, kind of a reminder for those that may not know, I don't think I've talked about this on stream, or maybe I have when I was planning it. But I will be at GCX August. Well, I'll be in Florida August 3rd through the 6th. So I leave on the 6th, I arrive on the 3rd. So I'll be sure to see you guys there. You know how to find me. I'll be in green. You know this beautiful face. So that being said, see you later. Stay chaotic, everyone. Peace.